Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Medola. I'm an aspiring filmmaker and just a kid trying to live the life to the fullest. Sorry, I'm not watching the camera. Anyways, let it begin. I want to make y'all a short film to help people that are struggling with something in life, like anything really, like all of us. Hopefully with this film, it could help y'all feel a little bit of courage that you can go through anything, like these three people that I interviewed for this film did. So hopefully this helps y'all, and hopefully y'all enjoy. So enjoy. Perfect. I'm here with Maria Torres, Mr. Sahalka, and Ray Davidson. So, what was the struggle you are or were facing in life?
Okay, the struggle I was and still are facing in life is the mental health of my two boys. Back in not back like 7 years ago, my oldest son was diagnosed with ADHD. At that time, it was pretty bad. Um, he had it since he was probably 2, and then now we're struggling with my youngest. He was diagnosed with autism 3 years ago. And yeah, right now we're struggling with that. With my oldest, he's doing a lot better. I will say he's almost or is a normal kid now.
So Brandon, the struggle that I'm going to talk about is going to be my struggle with ADHD.
My biggest struggle in life would probably be me coming out as trans.
How did you go through it, and did it had any effect on you?
How do we go through the problem with the struggle with my oldest one? When he started pre-K, the teacher got with us and told us that he needed help because he was not doing good. He will get up and run around the classroom, and he told us that he needed help. And so I took him to a place, to a psychologist, and they prescribed him medicine. I didn't took him before then because I was afraid of that. Because a lot of people will, tell me that medicine was not good, that they will get addicted. But I was wrong by hearing them. I should have took them before then because now I think that the earliest you give them help is the soonest they're gonna get better. Even though I didn't want to medicate him, I did. My husband, dad, didn't want to do it, but I talked to him and I told him that we were gonna try for some time until he will hopefully learn to control himself, and we did, and it was pretty bad. The side effects were bad. He will, the first probably year, because I only gave it to him for 2 years or 2 years and a half. And the first year, it was bad. He will turn off his clothes. He will rip them off. And it was pretty bad. I will cry every day when I pick him up from school because he will come out of school with half of his shirt, or if it was not his shirt, it was his socks. And it was bad. It still hurt to remember.
It was sort of like an addiction.
But now, thank God, he did learn to control himself. After, I would say, we struggle with homework. It was terrible doing homework. I have to be like either dad or myself. It was hard. It was very hard. He and we were like that for until like he was probably on third grade. And then after that, I stopped his medicines, and he kind of little by little learned to control himself. He was not doing good at school, but to me, he had, by then he had grown a lot. So after when he started middle school, he just became a different person. He will started doing homework by himself. He just grown up. He just grew up. He was grown up already, like compared to whatever he was when he was like on pre-K. And now he's in high school. He is very smart to me. ADHD, I would say, went away totally. He's very calm. He's great. He's the best kid. But now we're struggling with my youngest. He was diagnosed with autism, and it's not severe autism, but he does need medicine. He's doing a lot better than when he started. A lot better. There are days that it's just hard. And same with him. It took me a little bit to take him to the doctor, because I guess sometimes us as moms didn't want to realize that our kids need help. We just want to think that they're normal, even though they're not, and it's wrong. Like I said, the earliest we give them help, we take them somewhere, is the earliest, the better they're gonna get. He's currently taking medicine. He's doing good. He's doing great. My kids have had great teachers, and he's, with their help, with my help, with dad's help, because they have a great daddy. We're going through this, and I have faith that my youngest is gonna be okay, just like my oldest is now. It's not easy, but with lots of patience, we will go through this.
All right, so the second part of your question, Brandon, was how did I overcome it, right? So my process to overcome ADHD was, number one, I guess, realizing that I had ADHD, right? So when I went to that doctor, when my when my teacher actually kind of pointed that out to me. So that was it. Number two was how I kind of dealt with that medication, right? So my process of dealing with that medication was like, okay, I kind of started building this dependency on it. It almost got to a point where like I would be doing an assignment before going into an exam, like I would pop a pill, right? So I kind of started realizing that I had a dependency on this medication in order to be successful. But at the same time, that learning how to deal with that medication was a big growth factor for me. Learning that I didn't want to be on medication was also a big factor of me overcoming that problem of ADHD. The way that I dealt with how I was while I was on medication, and then me realizing that, hey, I didn't want to be on medication anymore, and figuring out that, hey, I wanted to live my life without being dependent, without being dependent on medication. So yeah, that's how I overcame.
Yeah, it did actually. So I figured out who I wanted to be in life and what I wanted to do. And I realized that I didn't feel complete in my body. And I realized I was trans. This did have a lot of effects on my life. It pushed a lot of my friends, or what used to be my friends, away. And it made me feel like I wasn't good enough because other people didn't want me. But, you know, I just kind of talked through it with my friend, and she understood it. And once they finally understood it, they, you know, accepted me. So.
Who was your friend?
I had a friend named Ashley.
How are you feeling about it, and now that we're talking about it?
I gotta say, I feel actually really good about myself now that I figured out who I am and who I want to be. It still is hard sometimes, but other than that, pretty good.
Do you have any advice to anyone that is struggling with the same obstacle?
Yes, I do. I have advice for moms that are afraid of taking the kids to professionals like a psychologist, because like I say, they don't want to realize that their kids there's something wrong with their kids. And I was afraid at times that people will look at my kids different because of their condition, because they're hyper, because they can sit, because if we go to places they're too curious to be, like they want to look around, or all that changes. It changed in our family. We rather want our kids to be happy at home, and them go to places and them, you know, have hard time with them because they want to be running around, or people look different at them, and yeah. But yeah, I have advice is just take your kids to professionals, and so they can get help early. Don't be afraid of don't be afraid of nothing. Just give help to your kids, and the earlier you do it, the earlier your kids are gonna be better. And just like I told y'all about my oldest, just like him, he's a great kid. He's just awesome. And yeah, that is our experience.
So my advice to anybody who has ADHD, Brandon, it would probably be that process, right? So one, realize that you have ADHD. If you're taking medications, figure out how comfortable you are with taking medications, right? Find how comfortable you are, and then my third, like my biggest advice would be like, figure out that middle ground. If you don't want to be on medications, great. If you do want to be on medications, great. But figure out how you can still be successful in your everyday life, while you have ADHD, right? You can't just blame yourself like, hey, I have ADHD, so I'm never going to be successful, right? You have to figure out that middle ground of like how I have a condition and how can I still be successful while having this condition, right? So figuring out that middle ground, and that's all I can really say. Just figure out how to live with this condition that you have, right? And don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame it on the ADHD. A lot of people blame it on the ADHD. So that would be my answer to that.
So my advice to others who are coming out as trans or coming out as part of the LGBTQ community is if you're trans, go see a gender therapist, because sometimes it's not what you might not actually think you're trans, you just don't like your body or something about it. So go see a gender therapist if you can, or just talk it out with your parents or a family member, or someone that you trust, and figure out who you want to be in life.
Okay. And how was that experience to you?
I personally didn't have a gender therapist, not yet anyways, but I talked to a few of my friends and they accepted me for who I was, and they, as I said, they accepted me for who I was. They understood it fully, or the ones who didn't understood it fully, they learned. And the ones who didn't accept me, I pushed out of my life. I don't need the toxic in my life.
I see. So what you're saying, that another advice that you're trying to say is that talk to the people that they deeply care about you?
Yes.
I see. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful day. Well, that's enough for today, Maria. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too.
Well, that's enough for today. Have a wonderful day. Wow. That's the end. Well, this is it. Hopefully y'all found this film enjoyable and helpful with whatever you're dealing with, and hopefully this encourages you to keep going forward, and no matter what, you can be an unstoppable force with whatever life has in plan for you. So yeah, anyways, y'all have a wonderful day.